Hi guys, it's Scarlett and welcome back to my channel. So for those of you that joined me last week, I went on a field trip to Staples and printed off the first draft of my work in progress, the young adult general fiction / romance / LGBT, His Blue Eyes. That day was so fun for me. I literally don't remember the last time I've had so much fun. It made everything feel very real for me. Like, I started this work in progress adventure writing extravaganza way back in 2014, and there were a lot of times where I honestly felt like quitting, and just that my story wasn't good enough, I clearly wasn't good enough, I should probably just stick to fan fiction because that's what I seem to know best. And yeah, when I was finally able to finish it, that just kind of made me feel like not only was the end in reach, but it was real, it was tangible. I could see it, and I know that I have such a long ways to go, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get there and get going and finish this. And also, huge thank you to everyone who has been so amazing and supportive, whether it was on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. You guys rocked my socks off with all of your well wishes and congratulations. This was a huge milestone for me, and just to feel so loved and warm and fuzzy, it just made my world go round. So thank you again. You're awesome. Anyways, so the reason why I want to take you guys to Staples with me was because I wanted to show you guys my editing experience from start to finish. However, I didn't really think things through, and I somehow managed to put it in my tiny little brain that I could put this all in one video. Not true. That video would have been really long. So I figured I would break it up in processes for you, and we would just kind of take it all in stride. I wanted to explain to you guys my editing process and then proceed to edit in front of you, and it was going to be artistic and beautiful, and I definitely got a bit overzealous when I started, and I didn't stop. So needless to say, my initial read-through and the initial editing process has been done. Awkward. So even if I attempted to try to be all like artistic and edit in front of you, it would be fake because I kind of did it already. That would have not been fun for you. Also, I just wanted to put a bit of a disclaimer out there that I have never really truly edited anything in my life. The closest I've ever gotten to editing was finishing a chapter for fanfic, reading it and scanning for obvious mistakes and grammatical errors, and then shipping it on its merry way and then not really thinking about it ever again. I always would put the disclaimer, sorry for any mistakes, but really I didn't care. I didn't care. It was a fanfiction. People read it for smut and other weird goodness, so I just kind of want to give you the disclaimer, putting it out there. I don't know what I'm doing. Do not know what I'm doing. Not at all. With the help of YouTube and Google, I was able to look up and research editing formats and styles, and some I agreed with and some that I didn't agree with, but you know, that's the whole process of learning. You find out what works for you and find out what doesn't. And one style that really stuck out for me was author Kristen Martin. Now, if you haven't heard of her, she is a badass female writer that already has a trilogy under her belt, and she is working on another series right now as we speak. She is incredibly talented, and everything I say today is more or less just kind of mirroring her genius. If you don't know who she is, first of all, shame on you. And second of all, you need to go check her out, like right now. Well, after this video, but literally after this video, right then and there. She has so many tips and pointers for seasoned writers, to newbie writers, to someone in between. She's just amazing, and I totally think you should check her out. I have the link to her self-editing video in the description box below. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. I have a couple tools on my person that have helped me immensely with this first initial run through of my manuscript. First of all, I printed out and revised my outline. When I got off my hiatus of almost a year from writing His Blue Eyes, I figured I would help kind of rustle up some memories of my book by going through my outline and holy shit did I find plot holes. So the main thing that I did was I went and completely revamped it. It was one of my quarterly goals last set and I accomplished it. Go me. Now I don't know if you can see it, but there's black writing, there is red writing, and there is yellow highlighter. The black means it should technically be in my story already. The red means it's not in there and I need to add it. And the highlighting is, am I showing versus telling? As you can see, there are some chapters that are nothing but red. That means they don't exist. And I'm not looking forward to those chapters, but alas, they need to be written so that they can be read. Secondly, there was the printing out of my manuscript. Duh. Hence my last video. I singled them out in their own designated chapter. I would put sticky notes on the front of each and every chapter. Obviously not that one. But just little like obvious pointers that I'm missing or I need to add, or just kind of my general thoughts over all of the chapter, whether I liked it, whether I thought it was sloppy, whether I need to add a scene or take away a scene or just work on my wording, things like that. So I do recommend that you print out your manuscript because one, it feels like heaven holding it in your hands for the first time. But two, it's always nice having a hard copy, something that you can scribble on, that you can write in the margins, that you can highlight and pen up. I mean, I went to Staples. It cost me about $37 to print out 339 pages. It wasn't that bad. I was expecting it to be a lot more. Granted, if you don't feel like you can go out and print it or you don't have a means or a way, you can use your computer. It's just, I don't know, there's something just amazing about it being tangible and like you can feel it and you can read it and it kind of helps you look at it with fresh eyes so that you're not just staring at a screen as you had been when you were writing it. Thirdly, and probably the most important tool in my toolkit, is my notebook. My notebook is where I put down my codes and my cross-references. So the cross-reference is basically a key to let me know what I'm missing in my story and where I'm missing it. This comes in handy with all of those red sections that I pointed out in my outline. So for example, in my manuscript, if I know that I'm missing a scene or a thought or something, I will put a line and I will say CR1. And then in that same chapter, in my section, I will put CR1, what page it is on the outline that I'm missing, and I will write down what I'm missing. This is just a really good indicator to keep my mind fresh and focused, and so I know kind of where I'm meant to be going. As you can see, I had a lot of cross references as I went. The only time that it actually got smooth sailing was probably around chapter 23, and that was because that was where my hiatus took place and that was where I revamped the outline. So therefore I could write the story the way I wanted to with my revamped outline. Okay, so onward for the coding. This was my favorite part. I did use some more than others, but I am still going to list them off for you guys so you can hear what I'm getting at and kind of get a gist of my editing process. Alright, so the first code is AWK. A-W-K. This is short for awkward. This could mean anything from awkward word choice, weird sentence structure, and maybe a scene that just does not make sense. It lets me know that something is not sitting well and should probably be fixed. Number 2, add. ADD. This means that I need to add more detailed description or I need to work on my showing versus telling. It's a code that shows me that I'm close to hitting the sweet spot, but I need to add a little something to get there. Number 3, no. N-O. This one's easy enough. This one means that I need to really seriously rethink about rewriting, revising, or just plain old deleting. I didn't like this code that much. I didn't use it as much as I wanted to, but that's what the second draft is always for. Positive. Number 4, close. C-L-O-S-E. For me, this was a mixture of add and awk. It meant that I was really close to getting where I wanted the scene to be, but maybe I was missing a character reaction or the word structure, sentence structure, things like that. That was just weird and I needed to kind of mix it up a little bit. It meant that only minor changes were required. Number 5, check back. This was meant to be a reminder of consistency. Did I change someone's name or hair color or eye color halfway through the story? Did I change the name of the town that the story is taking place in? Have I been writing favorite with a U or no U? This was just meant for me to kind of stay on top of things. Number 6, fact check. This means that, am I more or less handing out legit facts that I researched, or am I just pulling everything out of my butt and hoping that the readers will take it as word? A lot of my story is fiction, so I don't have to worry about this code as much, but every once in a while I did pull out a true blue fact, and I need to make sure that I am being 100% legit, or heaven forbid someone calls me on it and I have no means of backing myself up. That's embarrassing. The last 3 codes are not actual word codes, but more or less symbols. Number 7 is a circle. If you guys could see my manuscript, you would see that I use this one a lot. It was mainly for me to switch out a word choice or fix a grammatical error. Way back in 2014, I thought it was a great idea to interchange Angus's name with the boy as a means of being able to talk about him, but not overusing his name. I thought I was so smart and sneaky. In hindsight, not so much. There's a lot of circles on my manuscript. A lot of circles. Number 8 was a triangle. This represented change. Now, it's in a way similar to close, except for this triangle, whenever I saw it on my page, it meant that I was actually not close at all, and probably a great many changes needed to be made. But not so much that I need to just jump to straight no. I could probably still salvage it. I just need to change it. A lot. And finally, number 9, 2 slashes. This meant move. Whether I needed to create a brand new paragraph or move a scene to a different chapter, that was how I told my brain, you gotta move. And that's it. That is my editing process thus far. Needless to say, this was a very interesting experience. Having these codes and the cross-references, it sure made the first run-through of my draft a lot smoother than I anticipated. Granted, it was just the initial read, and I know that when I go through it again, I need to go with a very fine-tooth comb and really just search for those mistakes, implement a lot more of my codes than I had been, and just be braver and not be afraid to take those risks. Granted, it was really cool seeing my thought process and my writing style way back in 2014, and just seeing my progression up until now, and seeing how far I've come as a writer and how much braver and stronger and smarter I've become. And honestly, I would have been worried if I didn't see those changes. In any case, I really can't wait to see where this adventure takes me. I am so excited to share and show you guys as well. I will be posting future videos about editing later on down the road, just kind of how it's been going and updates and this and that. Also, just a reminder, do not forget to check out Kristen Martin. Her videos are the bomb. With that said, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I post new vlogs every Thursday. If there's something you want me to talk about or discuss, or if you want to drop a line and just say hi, you can message me on here or tweet me at Scarlet Stone. I also have my other linky-loos listed below, whether or not you want to see my website, my Twitter, my Tumblr, my Instagram, all that fun stuff. Until next time, happy writing. Bye!